technology, development, electricity, housing, tarred roads. These are all signs of development and modernization, evidence of economic growth. Before COVID-19 came with the compulsory usage of face masks, countries in the southeast part of Asia already wore face masks due to the dense pollution in their land. 5 years ago, I wouldn't have imagined myself up here trying to emphasize on the dangers of environmental pollution, what effect it has taken on our physical and our mental well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be talking to you today about the effect of environmental pollution and the solutions. First of all, we need to understand, what is environmental pollution? Well, according to the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, environmental pollution is defined as the contamination of the physical and the biological earth component to such an extent that the natural activities are adversely affected. There are so many causes of environmental pollution, but the worst of them all is human activities. How, you may ask? First of all, overpopulation. Everyone wants to live in the city. I mean, come on. If I offered you a free visa to go to Los Angeles or New York City, won't you take it? Everyone wants to go to places like that. Those are the places that everyone is filled now. Secondly, deforestation. We're constantly taking down trees, cutting down trees to make furniture, to make houses, and to make pencils, other things that we need. Well, if we cut down all the trees, what would be left? You know that trees are one of the main reasons we're able to breathe on Earth, because trees breathe out oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. It's a cycle. Bringing this topic a little bit back home, let's talk about pollution in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is rated the 18th most polluted country in the whole world. Did you know that? Well, in Nigeria, it's very hard to actually see a place that is not polluted, that doesn't have garbage on the floor. And the place that has gotten this the worst is the south part of Nigeria. I remember my cousin was telling me about how she went back home to Port Harcourt, which is in the south part of Nigeria. And she couldn't even breathe. Going outside, she barely breathed. She had to wear face masks. And she told me about her father, who would go out every day and come back with his clothes dirty. Why is this? It's not like he was working too much or he was running around. It's because of the suits in the air, the black suits that keep falling on his clothes, messing it up. And you know, when these suits are mixed with mucus in the air, people breathe them in. And then it's mostly one of the main causes of some diseases that we're facing right now in Nigeria. And in the south part of Nigeria, their main occupation is usually farming or fishing because they live around a waterside. And their jobs, some of them have even stopped because of pollution. Let's talk about chemical pollution. Chemicals are destroying the air, making it very hard to breathe. Air pollution. Over there, it's hard to breathe, as I earlier said, because of the air and how it's polluted. Constantly extract oil, one of the main places that oil is produced in Nigeria. And then once oil is constantly being drilled, they do it in excess, making the oil to seep through the ground, destroying their soil, entering the water, killing fishes and other living animals in the water. This has caused a huge damage in their land. Some of them have died from this. Some of them have undrinkable water. This sounds very terrible, right? And recently, around early March till late October, we faced serious flooding due to global warming. Some people said it was because Cameroon opened their dam. I believe that it was one of the things that added to it, but also because of global warming. The flood was so bad that I remember my mom was telling me a story about her friend who was stuck in her house for a few days because the water was so bad that it flooded her house up onto the ground floor. During that period, a lot of Nigerians lost their lives, lost their property, worth millions of naira. And this isn't the only cause of pollution. We have poor disposal of garbage. In countries like Nigeria, there are not a lot of places where you can recycle your products. Why is this? And because of this, the air is polluted, the land is polluted, you constantly see dirt, you constantly see people's trash inside gutters, on the floor, even on the street. We wonder, how can we fix this? This is where the 3 R's come in play. Reuse, reduce, and recycle. Recyclable products. Let's talk about a plastic bottle, for example. Did you know that you could actually use a plastic bottle up to 12 times before you dispose of it? And once you dispose of it, why not put it in a place where it can be recycled and made into something else? Secondly, reduce. Reduce the excess usage of raw materials and other fossil fuels. Once we do this, we're helping the environment, because if we extract all of them, if we use all of them now, what will be left for later? Third and most important, renewable energy. We talk about renewable energy like solar energy. And unlike natural gas and other types of energy, solar energy can be reused and reused multiple times, and it won't get finished. And once we reuse this energy, then it's going to make us not extract too much natural gases. And ladies and gentlemen, parents, adults, even the students here, don't you want us to grow up in a beautiful world? I grew up playing around, outside, fresh air. I'm pretty sure you grew up that way too. Why must our children grow up with face masks and oxygen tanks? I don't want to take them outside to go see their grandparents or to go play or to go to school like that. It doesn't sound fair. We have to do something before it's too late. I remember I did a little research not too long ago, and then I saw that in the next 4 to 5 years, if care is not taken, the world might be destroyed even beyond repair. This sounds very terrible. We have to do something before it's too late. My English teacher told me that even the smallest act can make a huge difference. It doesn't matter what you're doing, if it's throwing trash in the dustbin, if it's making sure that you don't litter around, if it's recycling your products, whatever it is to help the environment, it's very important. In Nigeria, this is a very underrated topic that is usually thrown under the bush. Why is this? You tell a Nigerian, please don't do this, don't throw away, don't leave your trash on the floor. And then what would they tell you? They'd be like, I beg, forget about this. It doesn't make sense. Why must we destroy this world? We have to do something before it's too late. We have to do something before we walk ourselves towards an intentional death.